What up, reader fam? Today I am bringing you an epic unboxing of epicness. I mean, a box full of books is epicness in my opinion. I'm working with HMH Teen on this video, which is this awesome new social media platform full of bookish goodness. What more could you want, honestly? They hooked a brother up, and when I say they hooked a brother up, I mean they hooked a brother up. Look at this big box full of books. I'm so excited to open it. I have no idea what's in here, but I'm so excited to open it up and see what's inside. It's gonna be like Christmas morning and it's not even Christmas. And I've actually partnered up with them on a giveaway, so if you like the books that you see in this box, you have the chance to win a box full of these books. I'll leave more information down below as to where you can go and enter that giveaway. You basically have to go and follow them on different social media platforms, and then you will be able to enter the giveaway. So yes, it's gonna be super duper exciting. But without further ado, let's get into this box. I wanna find out what I got, y'all. So the first thing I see here is this Wapow HMH Team tote bag. Oh yeah, look at that. I'ma tote it up, y'all. I'ma tote it up on the streets. I'm gonna tote it up. Totes my goats. The first book we have in here is Ever the Hunted by Aaron Summerall, and I also saw that there is an arc of the sequel in there called Ever the Brave. So if I read the first book and I really enjoy it, then I can dive into the second book. So this story is about a girl who works for her dad, and her dad is a bounty hunter. He's a bounty hunter for the king of Malam. So she spends most of her days in the woods with a dagger and a bow, and she gets down to business. She sounds pretty hardcore in my opinion. But then one day her father is murdered. And that ain't good news. It gets even worse because she finds out that the alleged killer was one of her best friends. All I'm gonna say is choose your friends wisely, kids, because you never know what could happen. So I'm pretty sure that we follow her journey on this quest for revenge. So this is the first in a fantasy series, and then we've got the sequel follow-up called Ever the Brave. And the third book is actually gonna be called Ever the Reader, and we're gonna follow this kid named Jesse, and he's gonna be a bounty hunter taking down people with books. I'm really mesmerized by this cover because it's just so shiny. The next book we have here is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life, which that is a mouthful. I'm gonna try to say that like 3 times fast. The inexplicable logic of my life. The inexplicable. It's a tongue twister. I can't do it. I can't say it 3 times fast. It just ain't gonna happen. I have been wanting to read a book by this author. I know that people love Aristotle and Dante Discover the Universe, and I haven't read that book yet, but this might be my first book that I read by him, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know too much about this book, I'm not gonna lie, because the description is very, very vague, which means that whatever happens throughout this book must be pretty dang shocking because I don't want to give too much away in the description. But what I do know about this story is that it's a contemporary story, and we follow our main character as he goes through some pretty life-altering things in his life and just how he handles them. Next, I have this here book, which has a pretty trippy title. I keep getting confused by the title. I'm like, it's Things I Should Have Known, or is it Things I Know, or I don't even know. But you know where the truth lies? The truth lies in the spine. So the title of this book is actually Things I Should Have Known. Thanks for that, Spine. Thanks for clearing that up. I knew you were good for something. This story is about a relationship between 2 sisters. We've got Chloe over here, we've got Ivy over here. Ivy is actually on the autism spectrum, and then her sister Chloe over here decides one day that she really wants to find Ivy a boyfriend, and so she does just that. She finds Ivy a boyfriend, but the thing is, Chloe starts to fall for Ivy's new boyfriend's brother. So I believe this story is about the bond that forms between the 4 of them, but I think it's also about the drama that comes with first love. Next up in here, we've got Under Rose-Tainted Skies, and I've actually heard of this book, and I've been really wanting to read it, so I'm glad it was in this box. This story is about a main character who is dealing with agoraphobia, which is the fear of crowded places, and I've heard that the way that this story depicts mental illness is done in a very respectful way, and I've heard that it just does a great job of informing the reader. So our main character, Nora, is just living her life, minding her own business, when one day this boy named Luke just steps right into her life, and he's not even fazed by her mental illness. He sees that there's so much more to her than that. But Nora struggles with it and has a hard time seeing beyond it, so I believe we follow her journey in this book to acceptance. Next up, we've got How to Make a Wish. So this story is about a girl named Grace, and she has a very complicated relationship with her mother. Her mom is very unreliable, and so she leaves Grace to deal with things like paying for the electric bill. A girl named Eva comes into Grace's life, and with her she brings along hope. They form this great relationship, but unfortunately it's quickly overshadowed by a tragic thing that happens in Grace's life. I don't know what that tragic thing is because I obviously have yet to read the book, but it sounds like we're following Grace's story where she just has this crazy life and she just wants to find a normal life within this crazy life. Then we've got the book but then I came back. This book is about a girl who comes back from being in a coma and what her life looks like after that drastic change has occurred in her life. Because obviously that's not something that just happens to you and you come back and everything's normal. Like, no. Next up, I have definitions of indefinable things. This story is a love story that follows 3 different teens and kind of how their love stories in some way intersect. I don't know much else about this story, but that alone intrigues me. I want to read this book. I want to figure out how these 3 different love stories connect in some way. Next up, there was an arc of the love letters of Abelard and Lily. I don't know if I'm saying his name right because it just sounds weird every time I say it. Abelard? I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm the worst. But in this story we follow the love between Abelard and Lily. Lily has ADHD and Abelard has Asperger's. So it's about these 2 people on very different life journeys, but how they come together and connect. Next up I have Bull, which is a retelling of Theseus and Minotaur told in verse, and I'm really excited to read this because I really enjoy reading books in verse, mostly because they go by really quickly. Next up I received an arc of Retribution Rails. I'm having a hard time saying that title. Retribution Rails. Anyways, this is a sequel to Vengeance Road, which I have yet to read, but I have it on my shelf somewhere. Where is it? Aha! Here it is! That only took like an hour to find. Anyways, I have the first book. I haven't read it yet, but I really want to read it because of 2 reasons. One, this is a Western story, and I've never read a Western before, so I want to start here with these books. But the second reason is because one of the main characters' names is Jesse. So I just have to read it like it's meant to be. The main character's name is Jesse. I gotta read it. Next up in the box is Meet Cute, and it's an anthology with a bunch of awesome different authors in it. We've got Jennifer L. Armentrout, Emily Lord, Sarah Shepard, Nicola Yoon, lots of incredible authors in this anthology. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It's basically a whole bunch of different short stories with a focus on the concept of how they first met. So it's a bunch of different stories with a bunch of different relationships focusing on how they first met. And finally, holy crap, I feel like I've been talking for 5 hours. The last one I have to show you is Your One and Only. This story kind of sounds a little bit confusing, but also really cool, but also really creepy, so I'm feeling a lot of feelings with this book. We follow this guy named Jack, and he's living in this world full of clones. It's been hundreds of years since humanity has died off after this massive plague that broke out, and the clones came in and took place of human existence. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty freaking terrifying. I would never, ever want to live in a world like that. It's like my nightmare coming true. But anyway, I think it's about our main character Jack kind of trying to find acceptance in this crazy world, and also him falling in love with another clone. Sounds interesting, sounds weird, can't wait to read it. Woo! So that was a lot of books in that box, but I am really excited for each and every one of them. So if you want to win a box full of the books that I showed in today's video, I will leave the information as to how to enter down in the description, so go and check that out. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or just let me know the one that sounded most interesting to you. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified as to when I post new videos, be sure and go and click subscribe, or also go and click the little bell notification and you'll be notified as to when I post new videos. I also am now posting videos on my second channel again. I know that I am just like up and down with that channel, but I promise I'm working on being more consistent over there. So if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, go and subscribe to youtube.com/JesseGeorgeVlogs. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.